Hey guys, it's the Plant Doctor here. What I want to show you today is 8 plants that I prefer to put in my pollinator garden that are also going to do very well in full sun applications. Let's go out in the garden and take a look. So the first group of plants I want to show you are these beautiful Coleus here. So Coleus are one of these plants where we have bred them that we can have shade Coleus. They originally started as a shade plant. We've bred them to where they can survive full sun, and that's what these are here. This is an annual where I live, so these will be good until the first frost. I initially did not plant these to be for pollinators, but they have put on these flowers and the bees and the butterflies just love these things. So if you're looking for some vegetative color that will also provide a benefit to pollinators, look into sun Coleus. The next plant I want to show you is going to be Rebecca or black-eyed Susans. This particular cultivar here is called Gold Mound, and I've planted these 4 or 5 years ago as one of the first pollinator plants to put in the garden, and they have done extremely well for me here. They're a perennial for me, so they come back year after year. I do not have to replace these. And here again, the bees, the butterflies are just all over these flowers every single day. This is a great, great plant if you are looking for something that takes full sun, is drought tolerant, and is going to be a great benefit to our pollinators. Black-eyed Susans. So the next plant I want to show you here is butterfly bush. This particular one is a variegated variety, so they can be variegated or they can just have regular green foliage. And most of them are going to have some type of lavender or purple flower that the butterflies, hence the name butterfly bush, they just love these flowers. Now this one for me, if I have a mild winter, it will come back from the stems. If I have a really hard winter, it will die back to the ground, and then the next spring I'll get vegetation coming from the roots. So this is a perennial for me, but depending on how harsh of a winter I have, and here again I'm right on the line between 8A and 7B, this one here will either come back from the roots after a really hard winter, or it'll come back from the stems if we have a milder winter. But this is a great full sun application for a plant that's good for pollinators. If you want something that looks more like a shrub, look into butterfly bush. So the next one I want to show you here, this is Echinacea. So Echinacea is a native perennial where I live. You can walk around in the woods and in prairies and find this plant here. I've bred these to be this tall. I bought a packet of Echinacea seeds 4 or 5 years ago, and I keep crossbreeding, selecting for height. And you can see here, these, I'm a smidge over 6 foot tall, and these here are about 5 foot taller. So added benefit, not only do these guys act as great pollinators, but the birds just absolutely love these seed heads. So every evening I have birds come in and pick the seeds off of these Echinaceas. So this is a great, great wildlife attractant for your full sun applications. This is Echinacea. This one in front of me here, it's really on the very tail end of its bloom cycle. It actually produces a fruit that looks a lot like okra. This is milkweed. So it has these orange flowers. I don't know if you can see that there. I'll get some B-roll film to show you guys. But this is a plant that is vital for the monarch butterflies. They have to have milkweed in order to continue their life cycle. So I purposely put milkweed in my pollinator garden just for the monarch butterflies. Now it doesn't only serve the monarchs, all the other butterfly species as well as bees love to get on this plant as well. It is a perennial for me. It comes back year after year. This is one that I do not have to put back out every spring because the cold gets it. It does very well here. It is a native to my area as well. I have this next one tucked away in a corner here. But this may be one of the most popular pollinator plants in my area. This is Lantana. One of the cool things about Lantana, it has a citrusy smell. If you rub it on your fingers, it smells like citrus. But Lantana, most Lantana in my area are perennial. If we have a really hard winter, they will die back and will not come back. But I've had this particular one now for about 3 years, and it does really good. So Lantana can come in all different colors. There's whites, as you see here, there's like a lavender color. There's oranges, there's yellows, there's tall ones, there's dwarf ones. So pick the Lantana that is right for your site. So if you want one to get really big, you can select a cultivar that gets bigger. They have some that don't even get knee high, okay? So look for a cultivar that best suits the application that you're in, and I promise you, you'll get lots of pollinators if you plant some Lantana. These flowers here in front of me, these are zinnias. Zinnias are annuals for me, meaning that they die back in the winter and do not come back for me in the spring. However, they do self-seed. So I put out a pack of zinnias here in this daylily bed behind me 2 or 3 years ago, and these are the progeny from those from several years ago. I just let them seed. Butterflies are all over these zinnia every single year. So as the daylilies fade out, you can see behind me here that I don't have hardly any daylily blooms left. The zinnias come on. So this bed here, it starts to produce flowers in May with the daylilies, and then as the daylilies fade, these zinnia come up and they will flower until the first frost that we have in my area. Usually somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving is when we'll have our first frost. So these are just now starting to come up good, but this is a great late summer, early fall pollinator. These are zinnias. So the next one I want to show you here is this one here. This is Salvia. So I had some wind come in. We had a bad thunderstorm come in. It kind of laid this one down. The winds knocked it back. But the bees and butterflies just love Salvia. And so this particular cultivar is one called May Night. So I'm filming this in July. And this one right here is on the back end of its bloom. So the name hints that it would bloom in May. And in May, this is just a beautiful, beautiful flower. But this is a great perennial for me. It comes back year after year. This is Salvia May Night. So I had to come inside to finish filming this last segment here. Had to change my shirt. Had a downpour come in. It is July in Alabama. We can get a storm just like that. That's what happened. So we're going to wrap up here. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor. We appreciate all the likes, the thumbs up, you guys hitting that sub button. Down in the comments below, let me know your favorite plants that you like for your pollinator gardens. I went over 8 today, but I know there's tons more out there, and you guys have a lot of great ideas when it comes to flowers. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And until next time, happy gardening.